This is my Science Learning Center. I created the activities for 5th grade, all based around the theme of Earth's slow changes. Those are weathering, erosion, and deposition. The science standards are to develop a model using an example to describe ways the geosphere, biosphere, and hydrosphere and/or atmosphere interact. I combine this with English language arts, so the English language arts standards are to determine the meaning of general academic and domain-specific words and phrases in a text relevant to a grade 5 topic or subject area, as well as to provide logically ordered reasons that are supported by facts and details. I also included an I can statement. It states, I can recognize how wind and water, the atmosphere and hydrosphere, affect Earth's surface, the geosphere. And the guiding question is, how do wind and water affect landforms? The first activity number 1, is titled Slow Changes. The materials needed is the Slow Changes informational text sheet, Slow Changes worksheet, and pencil. So here students will read the informational text. This is per student, not a group. So each student in the group will read this text. They will underline the key terms, weathering, erosion, and deposition, and write those key terms along the side. The next activity is the Weathering, Erosion, and Deposition Lab. Each team will need these materials: a foil pan, an earth chunk, which will be pre-made using a mixture of sand, water, cornstarch, and vegetable oil, a tree, which will be substituted with a rectangular Lego brick, a straw, squirt bottle, water, pencils, Slow Changes rock lab worksheet. And this will be per team of 2 to 3 students. So first, students will draw a picture of the before of their Earth's surface, which will be their earth chunk. Next, so here's the before of the earth chunk. Next, each team member will choose a method of weathering their rock. They can either break their rock, or how they will break their rock into sediments to show weathering. So they can use the Lego piece to serve as a tree, which will break the rock apart. They can choose wind, where they will use a straw to blow against the earth and break off some sediments. And they can choose water, where they use the squirt bottle to force water against the earth. Then finally, after they use that method, they will stop and they will draw a picture on the right side, showing the final way the earth looks. And then they will write their hypothesis. How do you think your weathering and erosion choices will affect the Earth's surface? The hypothesis will be done prior to conducting the lab. Activity number 3 is the Slow Changes Analyzing Data worksheet. So, looking at those 3 pictures, picture number 1 shows sand dunes, which form as a result of deposition of sand in piles. Picture number 2 shows a canyon, which forms as a result of water flow eroding the Earth's surface deeper and deeper over time. And picture number 3 shows tree roots breaking a sidewalk apart, which is an example of physical weathering. Activity number 4 is titled Slow Changes to the Earth's Surface, Define and Draw. This is per student as well. They will need the worksheet, a set of colored pencils, and a regular pencil. And this is where students can write their own definition of weathering, erosion, and deposition, as well as illustrate and label a picture of those specific changes to the Earth's surface. For the exit tickets, there are 2. The first exit ticket materials needed is the claim, evidence, and reasoning worksheet, which they will place in the basket when completed. There is a rubric for this worksheet included on the basket, so students know how to show their best work, what is expected of them, and here is the worksheet. And finally, the second exit ticket is matching pairs. So students will choose a word or definition card, which is right here. Each student will choose one. Then they will go off and find another student that is not in their team and find that student that has either the matching word that goes with the definition, or if they're holding the definition, they'll find the word. And once those students have found each other, they will line up at the door and show the teacher their matching definition to the word. And those are my activities. Thanks for watching.